The legend about the check. My brother, can
My man.
you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Man, appreciate y'all. Y'all know what it is. Another episode, the world's fastest growing podcast. Got one of the best to ever do it. My guy, Cuttino Mobley. My brother, how's it going this afternoon?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good, man. Well, it's morning for me, but it's start noontime for you.
I could dig it. I appreciate your time. Always been a big fan. It's always a big deal for me to get like one of the legends on the show. My cousin played in the NBA for 16 years, Mike James. So when I first came to Houston, used to see you guys all the time at Westside Tennis Club, man. And I got to give you your flowers, man. Got to give you your flowers. You're one of the best to ever do it, straight up.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I just actually spoke to Mike James the other day.
Okay, that's what's. Yeah, that's my cousin. So when I first moved to Houston, yeah, I used to all be in Royal Oaks. So I remember like in 2005, like 2006, y'all playing at Westside Tennis Club, hooping in the summertime. That was like a great time. Can we take it back to that era, just like being in Houston, the culture, and you being from Philly, how you adapted to that culture?
Yeah, it was different for me. Being from Philadelphia and then going down to Houston. Houston was a little slower, but super friendly. Super welcoming. Amazing people. I kind of grew up in Houston, you would say, in the early 20s. And the experience was amazing. You had so many people of Houston that supported the youth, supported us as young players. And it's funny. I think something was like the phrase parking lot pimping. And I didn't really know what it was until, what I'm saying? Like I really noticed it in Houston where after a night out, you can literally stay in the parking lot uh, for another hour and just talk. So it was that type of community. It wasn't no robberies, killings. It wasn't none of that. Not where we were at. Put it that way. And we
Yeah.
had from Scarface to I had my boy Chris. We call him the Mexican. Chris Hernandez. We had so like I said, Scarface. You had Jay Prince. You had you know Slim Thug was actually younger at the time. You had Mike Jones was younger at the time. You had all those guys. Um, Pow Wall was young at the time. It's just so many individuals that you were bumping into on a regular basis. That wait, DJ Screw, DJ, what- it was I think he passed away. It was just so much love from every angle, especially music, basketball, football, everything was so much love that, you know, I really enjoyed my younger years in Houston.
Man, I love Houston. It's crazy. When my cousin got traded here in '05, I've been here since. I ain't been back. I've been here for 20 years now. And
Oh, okay.
it's still amazing. I know you wanted to talk about the fatherhood stuff. There's so many questions I want to ask you about fatherhood, being a professional athlete. The first question I had is, how difficult is it traveling and being a father in the league, in the NBA?
Um, how difficult is it being
The
what?
tra- the traveling part, being away from the children,
Hmm.
is like when you travel on the road, but you're still a father. How difficult is that?
It's super difficult, man, because as a human species, we are very tribe oriented. We're a community. And sometimes, when you're playing in a different profession or if you're starting a business and you're an entrepreneur and you're traveling a lot and you have children, d- even though your children are your first priority to take care of, you don't really see the growth or the development of the child because you're gone a lot. So whoever it is that's, helping raise your children, the children will, I guess, get that personality, that character, or that ideology, that whatever's been taught. It's so difficult because, you look up, the baby's born, and before you know it, they're 5, and then they're
Yeah.
10, and you've had these many years of trying to be focused to, again, like I said before, support. But it's not a hard thing, and I tell people out there now that I chose to be around my kids, even though there's situations where you can make a whole bunch of money, but it's the money or the time, and you can't. You can always get money, but you can't get back time, right? So for me, I had to choose um, the right thing, and that's helping my children the best I can, and that's being present of their development.
I watch a lot of your stories and stuff, and watch a lot of your posts, and you talk about single parenting a lot. You always give advice to single parents about keep going. Do you ever think things will ever change where the black homes will be more stabilized, where we won't be having these conversations anymore?
Yeah, no, listen, I'm an optimistic person. It's not something I really wanted to go into where, oh yeah, I want to be a single dad. That's not, wasn't planned to do that, right? And if it is planned for some people, then great, woman and man. But you got to understand also too is, you know, um, half of that individual is the other person. So if you're going to make someone, make sure you are proud of the individual on the other side, or you would love for that to be the other version of you, right? For that child's sake. But I think it is. I am, like I said before, I'm optimistic about that. It's just that we have to really come to men's of understanding each other, right? And that's just not just you know, black men, black women, but I'm just saying as a society, right? Because it's not like we're on some island when it's all black people, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're on
Exactly.
a planet where it's mixed. So in it being mixed, the energy is mixed up. So until you get to a place where it's all white or all black, you're mixed up. So can I help my white brothers, my Spanish brothers, my Asian brothers? Yes, I want to try my best to help them because they may be bumping into somebody. My daughter or my son may fall in love with somebody Asian or somebody Spanish or somebody white or somebody black. But my job is to pour as much accountability, responsibility, discipline in them, and just being a good person as I can, because I don't know who they're going to meet or who they're going to fall in love with. And I think a lot of us parents are very lazy, and we
Ooh.
don't really work on ourselves as much as we think we do. And again, like there's another thing I say too, and it's super is plain and simple. But it's two things. The one thing is that I can't teach you Mandarin if I don't know it, right?
Mm.
Mandarin is a language, right? There's Cantonese and there's Mandarin of the Chinese language. So that's in that saying, it's like your language or your way of expressing love is different than my way, maybe. Okay, so what does that mean? Are you fighting every day? Are you a complainer? Do you listen well? Do you communicate well? Right? Do you have boundaries? Like those things. And again, I don't want to put us in a hole. It's like, oh, just black people. And it's like everyone. How do we become better as an individual? Because now when you have that child, I can only teach you what I have inside me. I can only teach you what I know. Unless I humble myself and say, you know what? Listen, I can't do this. My child become better at that. Right. And that's a better parent, right? So a lot of mothers coddle and then a lot of fathers fight to become a better father, and some give up. And then there's mothers that want the father in their life.
Mm.
But again, it's a tricky slope that you're on, and you're sitting there trying to ride down. But I think if we learn to listen better and to learn to communicate more, um, I think you have a chance of relationships that are meaningful, right? And that when you do make something, Yeah, the soil that the seed goes in is not arguing with the sun. The
Okay.
sun is not arguing with the water, right? It
Okay.
knows that the seed has to grow. So in order for the seed to grow, we have to all work together. We all, soil is not sun, sun is not soil, and right, water is not seed. So, in being a parent, you have to understand that, okay, as a man, this is what you know and this is what you're capable of. As a woman, this is what you know and what you're capable of. Now understand exactly what that man is and what he does and what the child needs from that man, and then from that woman what they need, right? So your first 5 years, if you want to coddle and this, that, whatever, understand that that child will likely become that. But if you are more stern, disciplined, and have boundaries with that child, because that child will be an adult longer than it will be a child. Not saying take the child's childhood away,
Okay.
but let that father parent, and because I'm a father, right? Let him parent, and if he's a good man, right, or he can get better, just you know, and then vice versa. Let that mother be a mom,
What?
right?
I, I,
But there's a lot of
yeah,
militia in it.
I wanted to ask you that. I wanted to ask you about the malicious part. Like, I'm a father.
Mhm.
I have a daughter, and like, I'm basically like a single father. Like, her mother's not in her life, and I don't say nothing bad about her ever, because it really doesn't make any sense to say anything bad about her, because it is what it is. That's that's just me. But it just seems like nowadays, I'm gonna just say, well, it just seems like oftentimes that the women are holding on to things, and then it kind of affects the child's life as the child is like being kind of like being taken away from the father. Do you understand what I'm trying to
Mhm.
say? Is
Mhm. Mhm.
is just strange. It's just strange. It just seemed like a lot of ladies be so into the father that they forget about the child, and it's like it affects the child life.
Right.
If that makes
Right.
sense.
No, it
You,
does. It does. So
okay,
this right here, healed childhood trauma, right?
okay, yeah,
So
yes.
at the
That. Thank you. Thank you. There you
yeah.
go. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said before, it's like if you if I play in a basketball game and that first month I have say 10 games, let's just average it out to 10. And each game, we 10 games we went 5-5. Those 5 games we lost. The 5 games we won, I had 3 turnovers. Each game, that's 15. The other 5 games, I had 4 turnovers apiece, 5 games, that's 20. I don't really think about the games we won because we won them, right? When you lose the games and you have 4 turnovers, it's you can see it better.
Okay.
In being a parent, a mother or a father, a lot of people are just that, a mother or a father. They are not a parent. So
Ooh.
in being a parent has consciousness, but yet controlling your subconscious, right? Your subconscious is your first 7 years. And when you can really understand who you are as a person, you will understand that, okay, even if I won that game, I need to clean up these turnovers. Even if I am a mom, I need to clean up the coddling. I got to, let his dad do that, right? Take your stuff out of it. It's not personal. Okay, why am I feeling this way about this father? Or why am I feeling this way about this mother? This is more, I need to I need to make this more singular, not all, because it's about me, right? Because if that's the case, then everybody on the internet, everybody everywhere say, you know what? I have a great relationship with everybody but this person. Nope,
Fact.
you don't. You don't. If you put all the people you know, you had a problem with this person, this person, this person, this person. So if you look at your pattern, those individuals, if they go and they stand in the room without you and say, well, what do you think about Billy? What do you think about Joe? What do you think about Susie? What do you think about, you know, Vanessa? And then everybody go, bup, 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 and it'd be similar about that individual. So now that individual goes and look at the video and say, whether they want to deny it or not, well, damn, all these people don't know each other, but they know me. But they say the same kind of thing about me. Shit, I need to be better. We're not like that. So when we get a child, we put all our insecurities, all our flaws, all our everything on that child. And then all of a sudden now we focus it on this individual over here because everything's external, right? Like I can't really beat myself up. Well, people do by taking drugs and drinking and doing bad stuff, and they do that. But that's more mental. But I'm talking about actually physically, emotionally doing something to someone else, that child or that man or that woman. We don't think that deep, right? And it's like sometimes you got to take a step back and say, I can't blame me, Cuttino Mobley. I can't blame I have a 14-year-old, 11-year-old, I have a 14-year-old son, 11-year-old daughter. I can't blame their mother for the choices I made. I can thank her because I have a 14, 11-year-old because they're amazing. But whatever it is that she's flawed at, it's not my fault. And it's not her fault for all my flaws. I have to figure out my flaws so I can become better. So then when my children don't listen, they watch. Children don't listen, they watch. So you watch with your eyes and you listen with your ears. See, there's a difference. You watch with your eyes. You watch with your ears and you listen with your eyes. Right?
We listen and we hear.
So if people take it so differently of how things are supposed to be. You can be a successful person and still be flawed because
Ooh.
you're not really working on yourself. Everything, like I said before, if you win those 5 games and you still have three turnovers per game and you won the game, you don't really try to fix that because you won the game. It's so many people, and nothing against Puffy and all these other people that's out there, but they were so successful for so long and got away with so many different things. I wish nothing bad on nobody, but when you're doing something and you can get away with it and you keep getting away with it, why am I correcting it? Because I've won. I won the game. I only start looking at the game when I lose the game. How can I become better at this game? I get caught stealing, I get caught cheating, I get caught lying. Okay, I'm so sorry, blah, blah. Now, some people say I'm sorry and done. But some people say, you know what? I'm sorry. They go for a week and then their subconscious kick back in and say, how can I become smarter at doing
I'm
what
gonna
I
keep
like to
going.
do?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna keep going. Yeah.
Right? And that's parents, right? That's mother and father. That's not actually a parent. Because I just like a dad is different than a father, a mother is different than a mom, right? Just like, a man is different than a male and a female is different than a woman. It's just all different to me. So, it's more of and since we're talking about the woman of the man, it's more of the insecurities of the individual. And a lot of people are capped, even though they're 40 years old, 30 years old, right? Because when you're in your 20s, you're still a child to me.
When you say
I was still,
cap, when you say cap, you mean they just stand still? They're
yeah,
stuck.
they're mentally stunted.
Okay.
See, when you're younger, there's different traumatic things that come onto your life that if you don't fix those things or clean that up, they stay like
Okay.
a callus in the body, right? A
Okay.
callus is in the body, it builds up, bones, spurs, and things, they build up and they start to hurt gradually and they go away, then they hurt again. That's relationships. So you become capped, whether it's your mother, your father, you didn't have a father, your mom was not emotionally there, or she didn't do this, and she was mad at the father, she wouldn't let you know the father, blah, 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 father's this, all those things. You become emotionally capped on who you can become as a person because now what you're doing is you're protecting your feelings from all those men because your dad left, or for all those women because your mom's this, that, whatever it is. So now you have relationships and then you have children. Did I fix that? Nah, didn't fix it. So when something bad happens or something is tugging at you like a little knife or whatever it is, how do I help my child resolve that issue that they have with inside themselves? I don't know because I didn't help my inner child.
Okay. I see that a lot. We see that a lot when we dating.
Mhm.
It's like you see that a lot. That's so relevant in
Right,
2024. Very, 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 very relevant.
right.
Man, I wanna ask you since we there, blended families. How do you go about that when you're dating someone and they have two children, you have a child, and let's just say you grow up one way. Like my parents been married for 50 years, so I kind of grew up a little different. You know what I'm saying? And if you're dating someone else and they come from a different upbringing and you trying to combine the families together, what do you feel like is the best way to go about that?
Um, I come from a blended family. My stepfather, my stepmother, right? They were blended. So I was lucky.
Okay.
I was lucky, and they loved me tremendously. So for me to um, I'm a big fan of it. Put it that way. But again, too, I say that I was lucky because my stepfather poured so much confidence in me. And
Okay.
my stepmother was right there by my side. That little gentle little angel, just always encouraging me, and just never was negative. Just always making sure that I was on the right path and giving me the right things to do. And she was always on the side of right. So I had to, my mom and my dad, if they did anything right, they picked the two individuals to be in my life. So I was blessed about it, and I think
It's a great
if you were,
experience. That's a great experience, Cat.
yeah,
Like it don't.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's a
come
great.
from love. I don't come from survival.
Yeah, I love that. Me same way. I understand that. Yes, yes. We
Yeah,
we listening though. Carry on. We listening though.
yeah. So I think it's very important for that parent to um, assess the other individual that they are infatuated with, love, like, interested in. Who are they, and do they like this package deal, right? Because it's a it's a package deal, right? And there's a lot of personalities that we got to manage. And I think once you start to organize and negotiate with the personalities within oneself, you have a better chance of the blended family world.
That's one of the. That's like. I think that's one of the toughest situations to be in. To be dating someone and the children have an issue with you, and it just seems like it's not coming together, and you really like the person,
Uh-huh.
and it's like it's just not coming together.
But
And
the reason why it doesn't come together is because your ego's before your purpose. Let me tell you why. Children love attention. Children are territorial. So just like a grown up is territorial, right? The man of his wife and the wife of his man and wife of children, right? Um, in a good way, it's very honest for children. I don't know what it is for grown ups, but it's honest for children. Some grown-ups could be psychopathic or narcissistic with it, right? Very dictator-like kind of obsession of the territory. But children is honest, right? It's my parents, my mom, it's my dad. So you outsider coming in need to understand that for me to get in where I can fit in, I gotta really pay more attention to these children because that person loves these children, right? I gotta put value in these children because the children are the future of us right now. Now, if it's just me and her and we have no children and we build a family, we're the most important because that's our children. But when you come into something, the children are the most important, and you do what you can do to ease the mind of the other individual.
okay,
So that now the children, after a while, listen, 3, 4 months after a while, children's like, yo, I mean, I love this person, right? So now there's responsibilities there. Holy shit. Now that mother or that father, whoever they are, that friend, the mother or father will fall in love with you even more that you love theirs. Now, a lot of people escape because they say, well, this is too much responsibility for me. What if I fail? That's imposter syndrome. Supposed to be yourself. Love them. Give them attention. Give those children attention. Right? Take them places one on one. Take walks with them. Take them to the park. Go do this. Go do without the other parent, the mother or the father. Get to know who they are, especially if you're going to be around their life. But see, if you're not confident within yourself and your road and your journey of life, that child's always going to be a problem. And yeah, guess what? Even if it's separate, that father or that mother on the other side, it's going to make it hard. That's just what it is. It's hard for them if you weren't even around. It's hard for me with my daughter when she was younger, back and forth, back, and I got to reboot and this that. It's just like that's hard.
Yeah, it's like a
So
process.
if so, don't take it so personal. Like, if you must don't like the person enough, and that's okay. But it's normal for that child to give you a challenge or a battle. They're dealing with different personalities. Yours, are you secure enough? Because I'm secure enough. Me, Cuttino, I'm secure enough to, if I'm dealing with this, I'm watching, I'm standing, stepping back. I'm not even talking a lot. I'm just watching the children, right? And I'm listening with my eyes. Like, okay, I see it. The body language. Okay, the pattern. Okay, how can I help this little guy? How can I help this little girl? Okay, just give them love and attention, bro. And if you're gonna stay in their life, stay in their life. My oldest son, he's 25. His name is Jamal. I got him when he was 9 years old,
Okay.
and something went on at a certain time, and then it was like, do you, because of the family of his side or whatever it was, do you not speak to him no more, or do you continue? I continue to this day. It's my son,
I
right?
respect that. That's dope.
It's my son. I adopted that boy. It's my son. He lives here in LA with me. We're from Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't care about grown ups. I care about this one right here. That's my guy. And I'm gonna pour as much as I can into him. And he's an amazing person. He's training Jalen Brown and all these other NBA guys right now. You know what I'm saying? With my guy Dash. So I mean, I've done a good job with him, right? I've done a good job. My oldest biological son Tino, right? He's the sweetest thing in the world. And then I have my two younger ones, who I think are amazing spirits as well. So I think it's just about humbling yourself. And I go on with these rants, but it also it goes back to you, man. It's you versus you.
We listening, man. We love this, man. Like, it's so cool to hear this come from someone like you, because people look up to you, and we're all going through stuff like this. Believe it or not, we're dating people with children. We're trying to figure things out. So to be able to talk about this and hear this come from someone like you is inspiration to the world, man. We appreciate that, Cat, man. I ain't gonna front.
Sure.
Definitely appreciate it. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
I gotta ask you this. I ain't gonna keep you that much longer. What's the hardest thing about being a father? What's the most challenging thing that you deal with?
I think the most challenging thing is the balance, right? Being a single father, like being a father in general, is just making sure that you are on your, P's and Q's, right? You're at your best. But I think the most challenging thing is am I doing it right? It's just like a mother, right? Am I doing it right? This day and age, I think you need to be a little more emotionally connected, right? Your emotional IQ has to be higher as a man. And having three boys and a girl, I guess you teach them differently, right? There's more hugs and kisses with the little girl, and then there's hugs and kisses with the boys too. But you're a little more fearful with your daughter than you are your boys. So I think it's not treating her like a girl, but treating her like a human being. And not treating my boys so hard and treating them like a human being, where they deserve hugs and kisses and sometimes shut up and just listen to them, or don't speak at all. And I think that's with both genders. But it's I wouldn't say it's hard. I just say you need structure,
Okay.
right? And then there's things that Kobe used to say when we were younger, things that you shouldn't negotiate with. Stay in shape, read a lot, love, right? And if you can keep those things and improve yourself, but if you can keep those things consistent in your life, your children will see it. They'll still see it and they'll watch, right? And they're going to become whoever they are. But they'll start watching, like, okay, Pop was like cool. Pop got up. He was grounding outside. He's meditating. He's reading his books. He's exercising. He's made sure we were good all the time. I got hugs and kisses. Okay, That's the start of this foundation. This is how we're gonna start this one, right? And then from there, you just have fun from there.
I could dig that. I could dig that. My brother, I appreciate you. But before I get you up out of here, I'm gonna put you on the spot. I'm ask you a couple basketball
Hmm.
questions, and then we up out of here. I
Yeah.
got my boy Chris Smith on the check-in. JR, brother. Shout out to Chris Smith and JR Smith. First question is Derrick Rose Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Think he Hall of Fame?
Big time.
Okay, okay. Next question is Steve Francis or Russell Westbrook?
I gotta go, Steve. I love Russ, but I gotta go, Steve.
Okay, okay. J.R. Smith or Jalen Green?
J.R. Smith.
Shout out to J.R. on them. Kobe or Jordan?
Kobe.
Magic or LeBron?
Damn. Damn. I gotta go, Bron.
All right. Last one. AI or Kyrie?
Oh, that's a boy. You good? That's good. Yeah, Kyrie. I'm gonna go AI, but
Ooh.
because I just never played against Kyrie, and
Okay.
AI was something else to me, right? So personally, like, yeah, Kyrie's talent level is unbelievable, but yeah, AI was sitting serious.
Do you like the way the NBA is set up right now?
Yeah, listen, I don't mind it.
Okay.
I don't mind it. It's evolved, right? You
Okay.
can do a little bit more, right? More steps, dribbling, hang dribbles, things like that. Guys are more creative. I was talking to one of my guys, Frank Robinson, last night. His son was shooting from the 3-point line, and he shoots the ball. He shoots the piss out the ball, and he's like, "That's effortless, man." He said, "We couldn't do that." I was like, "No, you could. It's just that they didn't allow you to, but you can do it because you're a shooter." You know, so it's like all the things that the guys are doing now. Kudos, it's amazing. But the reason why we didn't do it is because we couldn't do it. It's not because we can't do it. It's like they wouldn't let us do it. So I love where the game is going and how it's evolved. These guys are actually more skilled now because they can do more. Not to say that we weren't skilled, because we were. It was just that you couldn't do that much, right? The ball had to go down low, and then let them touch it down low, and then you can do your thing. So, yeah, I love the way the game's going.
That's what it is. My guy, Cuttino Mobley, my brother, I appreciate you, man. They say we're a podcast. My guy, appreciate the time. I'll see you in a little bit.
My
Appreciate you.
man.
All right.